Hi, my name is Catherine Fallis, and I was the fifth woman in the world to become a master sommelier. Who wants to talk about candy bars? And what does that have to do with wine, you might ask? Well, it is a way to unlock your palate. It's a way to unlock the mechanism, the process to get into wine. And let me explain that to you a little bit. So, learning about wine for me was really difficult when I was starting out in my early 20s. I had no idea. I had not had wine growing up. I had only kind of experienced it when I was bumming around Europe, backpacking and staying in youth hostels, and wine was everywhere. And when I got home, I was like, but it's not everywhere here in America. And then I realized that it was positioned as this kind of lifestyle product. And I really wanted to find a way to bring wine down to earth and make it more accessible and approachable. And part of that is the language of wine. And so in my journey, I've kind of learned how to figure out a lot of the technical jargon as far as tasting, as far as the different wine regions around the world, the wine making terms, the grape growing terms. It's a lot of information. But let's get back to candy bars for a minute. So I'd like to take you through a quick sensory exercise. And what this is using our senses, our sense of sight, of smell, of taste, even of hearing. You hear that? All of these things come into play. Oh, and did I say our palate? When tasting wine. And so what I'd love for you to do is kind of concentrate. Let's do a deep dive where there's no outside distractions, kind of your phone down and turn off any sound that's nearby if you can. Take a deep breath and just relax. We don't need the brain. We're just going to use our senses. And so all you need is three or four candy bars, as long as they're different. So today I've got a Baby Ruth, which is caramel, nugget, and chocolate. It's really kind of a firm, nutty texture. I've got a Three Musketeers, which is this is chocolate on chocolate, as they call it, which is a kind of a nice chocolate coating over a whipped chocolate. I've got something really crunchy and salty with caramel inside, and that's the Payday bar, which I lived on. This sometimes would be my main meal of the day, certain parts of my childhood, and I love the peanuts because they're full of protein. And I can afford this with my babysitting money. And then, of course, the classic Hershey's bar, milk chocolate. And this is sweet and soft and delicious and just all around very popular. What I'd like you to do is just grab a piece of paper and a pen, grab your candy bars. Again, try not to be distracted by anything because we don't need to be thinking about anything. We just need to be in the moment and experience. And just open each candy bar, take a bite. You can smell it before, during, after your bite. And then just jot a few notes down. Take a few notes down or type them in to your digital file. And it could be any word at all. It could be like yum, yuck, sweet, salty, crunchy, because texture is a part of it as well. It doesn't have to be any specific word. It can just be like, reminds me of my childhood, or I had that when I was at the beach that summer and we made some s'mores with that. Anything at all, just kind of quiet the mind and just enjoy taking a bite, smelling it, taking a bite, chewing it, savoring it. Does the flavor linger? Maybe the caramel taste lingers a little bit, or the chocolate, or the combination. And just write your notes down and see what you come up with. This has nothing to do with the right words. This has to do with training yourself to trust yourself, to find words that come up, that bubble up to the surface from all of your experiences since you were born. And you'll see, if you allow yourself to do that, that the words will come more naturally when we're tasting wine. All right, well, have fun. Off to the races. Cheers.